Julien must manage himself well to resemble the person he envisions. Despite his efforts, Julien is still poor, with nothing to his name, risking disdain. So, he strives to enhance his work skills, aiming to become indispensable to the Marquise, thereby securing his position. Through this determined self-transformation, Julien quickly masters the arts of Parisian high society. He learns fencing, dueling, dancing, socializing, drinking, and dressing fashionably, shining brightly in Paris's social scene. Like a king entering his battlefield. At this point, Julien could rely on his knowledge and genuine talent to lead the life he desires. But his ambitions swell further. He can no longer accept his current pace and demands more fame and fortune, faster. How does he achieve this? By taking shortcuts. Unable to change his ways, Julien sets his sights on the Marquise's daughter. Mademoiselle Mathilde. This young lady, with her noble heritage and medieval knight-like qualities, has been endowed with many privileges and wealth, which she deems unimportant. She is passionate, brave, and somewhat tomboyish, weary of the dull and flattering noble youths around her. She despises the sycophantic, hedonistic young men and longs for a different kind of love. Mademoiselle Mathilde yearns for love as extraordinary and reckless as that of her 16th century noble ancestors, craving a love that defies the world. This romantic notion, heavily influenced by literature and imagination, makes her see herself as the heroine of a legend. However, any legendary figure must endure hardships unimaginable to ordinary people. Mathilde is too young to foresee the price she must pay for such a love, and it is at this time that Julien steps into her life. Initially, the capricious, arrogant, and beautiful Mathilde is indifferent to Julien. Julien soon realizes his approach is wrong. Previously, when seducing Madame de Rênal, he used gentleness and care, as she was tender and naive. However, Mathilde is indifferent to gentleness and care when surrounded by such people. Julien's previous tactics are ineffective. He changes his strategy, adopting a cool, domineering demeanor. The more assertive and unruly he acts, the more intrigued Mathilde becomes. Soon, Mathilde's interest in Julien overcomes her pride. This typically aloof girl experiences passionate temptation for the first time. Under Julien's calculated advances, Mathilde gradually falls for him. One bright moonlit night, Julien climbs into Mathilde's room, and she can no longer resist the wild romance, giving herself to him. Afterward, Mathilde quickly regrets it, telling Julien, "I hate myself for giving in to just anyone." She realizes Julien's act of being cool, noble, and unique was merely a facade. Deep down, he remains an ordinary person. Julien, feeling insulted by her words, becomes furious. He grabs an antique medieval sword from the library, feeling deeply humiliated as this is his most sensitive wound. Yes, he is merely the son of a carpenter. The aristocrats always view the lower class as nothing more than dogs and cats. Julien, in a fit of rage, contemplates killing Mathilde. At this moment, Mathilde's eyes light up, thinking, "My God, this young man loves me so much that he wants to kill me." This sudden outburst of passion and wildness transports her back to the heroic times of Charles IX and Henry III. Her peculiar yet reasonable psychology makes her immediately infatuated again, believing that Julien might have some value after all, and they reconcile. Julien climbs into Mathilde's room again on another night. This time, Mathilde submits to him, pleading, "Be my master." However, whenever Julien shows intimacy and tenderness, Mathilde becomes angry and unreservedly humiliates him, publicly declaring that she no longer loves him. Their relationship is clearly one of sadomasochism. Although Julien has skillfully seduced the young lady, he is also deeply troubled by the emotional turmoil. Unable to bear it, he confides in an experienced man in matters of love, Prince Korosov from Russia. The prince suggests that Julien pursue another woman to provoke an unusual reaction from Matilda. Julien thinks this strategy might work. He first considers a woman he often encounters in social settings, Madame de Fervaques. She is a beautiful foreign woman who became a widow only a year after marrying a marshal. Despite her prestigious title, she seems to have no other interests or goals, aiming solely to make people forget that she was born into a business family. In Paris, she has become a renowned marshal's widow, aspiring to be the leader of refined ladies. Julien thought that if he could make the marshal's wife his lover, it would certainly make the marquis's daughter very jealous. But how could Julien seduce the marshal's wife?